This is my first ever descent on my YT Izzo Uncaged 7.
You can tell from my first impressions of the bike that I'm really liking it.
Oh, it's great so far. Woo! Woo! Woo!
I feel pretty much the same way today as I did back then.
Oh, it's so much fun. I haven't used all the travel. I'm pretty close to the max travel though. It's rolling really fast today. I think probably a lot because of the tires. Woo! Twisted to lock it out. It's the opposite of my previous bike. And I've had some issues.
So this is my original lockout. You can see that when I lock it, it just twists back out of place without anything stopping it. I warranted, it took about 6 months for this to come in from SRAM just because of all the bottlenecks. It looks like this is working perfectly. So I feel like the lockout's a pretty important feature and wanted to get it replaced right away. And so I ordered this Sun Tour lockout. So that locks it out and that unlocks it. And you can unlock it with your thumb if you want to. And the thing I like the best about this is just you can put whatever grips you want on the bike. And I've never looked back. It's been really great. So I didn't actually get the bike for bike parks. I got it for really long in the saddle days. Like this day that was almost 50 miles. I started on an enduro type trail with my buddy. A place where you can see the bike is really in its element. It's playful, it's cornering really well. And it was just a really fun start to the day. As we continue down the trail, we can see little spots where the bike's back tire kind of slipped, like right back there. You can see the bike's really easy to move on the trail. It looks like it's the tires are pretty fast rolling. It's maneuverable, and it can handle all of the little features that are in front of it.
Wee! It's just a really nice lock on the bike out and zip it along at 23.6 miles per hour. Let's try out the drop zone.
So I met up with my family at the bike park.
No big one.
And it handled drops really well, jumps really well. You know, this stuff is really grippy, big supportive berms, so it's really easy to ride on this bike. And it's actually stiffer than my enduro bike, and so it works better for really steep jumps. It's a really nice bike to have at the bike park. The only thing I wished is that I could have got the seat out of the way a little bit more. The large comes with a 150mm seat, which is just a little short. So now I'm heading back home. See I-80 next to me, and you know, usually I would drive back home instead of taking the 20 or 30 mile ride back home to Reno from trucking. But with this bike, it's just really efficient and really easy to just pedal. You can hear right here just how quiet the bike is. The hub's pretty quiet, and really the only noise you're hearing there is the wheels on the boardwalk. Right there's another flat spot where I kind of lost grip with the rear tire.
Just noticed just a second ago that I'm not able to shift. My axis shifting. I must have run out of battery, and I am out of gears right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, switch the battery here in my seat post. It's right here for this one. And now I'm gonna have a fixed seat post for the rest of the time. But that should be a lot better than not being able to shift for the rest of the time. Just starting my bike ride from Mount Rose, kind of the northeast side of Lake Tahoe, to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which is on the south side of Lake Tahoe. It's about 60, a little over 60 miles of single track and a little over 8,000 feet of elevation gain, I think.
Start to see here on this longer ride that's really more technical, some of the limits of the bike. The bike does really well, particularly on the early parts of the ride. And on really straightaways, it just does awesome. It just flies through the straightaways, even when there's sand in places like this.
Rocky.
If you pick the right line, you can still have a really great ride through some of the rocky sections. Here's some of the stunning views of Lake Tahoe from the Flume Trail.
Oh, well, that's a sign I need to take in the view. Check that out.
The bike looks almost as good as the lake right there. On the middle, less technical parts of this ride, the bike did fantastic. It was really a lot of fun.
Okay, finally made it to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. My body is completely trashed, so I'm going to take it easy, hopefully not get hurt.
You can see that the trail turns much more technical here. And the bike did really well. The brakes, the organic brakes, kind of wear out for a really big guy like me. I weigh about 200 pounds. And only having 120 miles of travel, you can start to see that it's sort of approaching the limits of the bike.
Oh, so this is a waterfall section. I've ridden it once with my SB150. No way I'm going to ride it with this.
You can see that the bike is now up at its upper limits. A lot more technical, rocky stuff. Yeah, so even though some of this looks a little sketchy, I'm probably still on the right bike. Remember, I've been riding for about 55 miles at this point, and most of it's uphill. And so this is really the bike that you want to be on if you're on the bike for 9 hours in a day. Even though some of this is a little rough. When it turns flat again, it was awesome.
Oh, that was fun. There it is. Where's the toes? Finally pulling in the parking lot. I feel so much better than I did last year. I think about half an hour or more faster.
So I haven't shown much climbing footage at all. It's just kind of boring to watch, and so I don't show much here. But here's some footage of Sedona, and you can just see that it makes it up, even the really techie stuff. And if it makes it up this, then it's going to make it up the smooth stuff really easy, especially when the bike's walked out. But suffice it to say, the bike climbs really well. Thanks for joining me today. All in all I have to say is that this bike has just been a fantastic bike. I'd buy it again, and I hope I can keep it for a long time to come. If you like this review, like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.